Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that affects all of us. Communication. Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling drained, unheard, or just plain confused? Sometimes, the person you're talking to might be a bit more self-centered than you realize. It's not always obvious, but their language often gives them away. These aren't bad people, necessarily, but recognizing these patterns can help you understand the dynamic better and protect your own energy. So, in this video, we're going to break down 10 common phrases that self-centered people tend to use in everyday conversations. Stick around, because you might be surprised how often you hear these, or even find yourself saying them without realizing it. Let's get started. First on our list is, I know how you feel. Now, on the surface, this sounds empathetic, right? It seems like they're trying to connect with your experience, but here's the catch. For a self-centered person, this phrase isn't about you. It's a pivot. It's their way of taking the spotlight and shifting the conversation back to themselves. Instead of truly listening to your unique situation, they use I know how you feel as a launchpad to talk about their own, often unrelated, story. It becomes a competition of who had it worse or a monologue about their own life. True empathy is about listening and validating, not immediately hijacking the narrative. A genuinely empathetic person might say, "That sounds incredibly difficult. Tell me more about it," which keeps the focus on you. Next up, we have, as I was saying, ... double quotes. This one is a classic conversational bulldozer. Imagine you're in a group discussion and you finally get a chance to share a thought. You're mid-sentence and someone interrupts. After the interruption, instead of letting you continue, the self-centered person jumps in with, as I was saying, ... double quotes and picks up right where they left off. It's a subtle but powerful way of communicating that their point is more important than yours. It dismisses your contribution and reasserts their dominance in the conversation. They're not interested in a collaborative exchange of ideas. They're interested in delivering their speech. A healthy conversation involves give and take, not one person constantly reclaiming the stage. The third phrase is a tricky one. No offense, but ... double quotes. You know what's coming next, don't you? It's almost always something offensive. This phrase is a disclaimer used to soften the blow of a critical or blunt comment. A self-centered individual uses it to say whatever they want without taking responsibility for the impact of their words. It's like they're saying, I'm about to say something that might hurt you, but you're not allowed to be hurt because I said no offense. It prioritizes their need to speak their mind over your feelings. A more constructive person would find a kinder, more thoughtful way to phrase their feedback, or perhaps question if it needs to be said at all. Coming in at number 4 is, it is what it is. This phrase can be a sign of acceptance, but in the hands of a self-centered person, it's often a tool for dismissal. When you're expressing frustration or seeking a solution to a problem, hearing it as what it is can feel incredibly invalidating. It shuts down the conversation and signals that they have no interest in exploring the issue further, especially if it doesn't directly affect them. It's a way of saying, this problem is not my problem, so I'm done talking about it. It's a dead end, a conversational brick wall that prevents any meaningful problem solving or emotional support. True support involves exploring possibilities, not shutting them down. Phrase number 5 is that's not what happened. A self-centered person's reality is often the only one that matters. They may use this phrase to gaslight you, rewriting history to fit their narrative. Even if you're recounting your own personal experience or feeling, they'll correct you as if they are the ultimate authority on your life. It's a way to control the story and make you doubt your own memory and perception. Healthy disagreements about past events are normal, but a constant insistence that their version is the only correct one is a huge red flag. It shows a complete lack of respect for your subjective experience and your truth. Halfway through our list, ouchie number 6, we have you're being too sensitive. This is a classic deflection tactic. When you call a self-centered person out on their behavior or express that they've hurt your feelings, they turn it around on you. Instead of acknowledging their actions, they attack your reaction. They're essentially saying, the problem isn't my behavior. The problem is your emotional response to it. This allows them to avoid accountability and continue their behavior without consequence. It is a way to invalidate your feelings and make you feel like you're the one who is overreacting. A supportive person would listen and try to understand why you're upset, not blame you for feeling that way. The 7th phrase is, I'm just being honest. Similar to no offense, but this one is used as a license for cruelty. Self-centered people often pride themselves on their brutal honesty, but it's frequently just an excuse to be critical or unkind without any filter. True honesty is balanced with compassion and tact. You can be truthful without being hurtful. When someone uses, I'm just being honest, to justify a mean-spirited comment, they are prioritizing their desire to make a point over your emotional well-being. They're not interested in constructive criticism. They're interested in making a statement, and they don't care about the collateral damage. Next, at number 8, we hear, well, at least ... double quotes. This is the language of toxic positivity. When you're sharing something difficult and someone responds with, well, at least it's not worse, or at least you have your health, they're not helping. They're minimizing your pain. This phrase is a way for them to bypass your negative emotions because it makes them uncomfortable. They're not equipped or willing to sit with you in your feelings. Instead, they try to rush you towards a silver lining, which can feel incredibly dismissive. Empathy isn't about fixing the problem or finding the bright side. It's about validating the emotion the person is feeling in that moment. Our 9th phrase is, I don't have time for this. For a self-centered person, their time is the most valuable commodity. This phrase is used to shut down any conversation or requests that they deem unimportant or inconvenient. It communicates that your needs, your problems, or your thoughts are not worth their attention. While everyone is busy, a consistently dismissive attitude about making time for you is a clear sign of self. It shows a fundamental lack of respect for you and your relationship. A caring person would say something like, I can't talk right now, but can we connect later? This is important to me. The difference is huge. And finally, the 10th phrase self-centered people often use is, you should, ... double quotes, followed by unsolicited advice. When you're venting, you often just want someone to listen. But a self-centered person hears your problem as an opportunity to demonstrate their superior knowledge. They jump straight into solution mode, telling you what you should do without ever stopping to ask what you need. It's not about helping you. It's about them playing the role of the expert. They're more interested in being the hero who solves the problem than in providing the quiet, patient support you might actually be looking for. So there you have 10 phrases that can be big red flags for self-centeredness. Recognizing them is the first step. It helps you understand why certain interactions leave you feeling so drained. Remember, this isn't about labeling people, but about understanding patterns to foster healthier relationships and protect your own mental peace. If you find yourself surrounded by these conversations, it might be time to set some boundaries. And if you recognize yourself saying some of these, it's a great opportunity for self-reflection and growth. We're all works in progress. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. See you in the next one.